going on, everybody? We're about to check out Kage the Don when Invincible beat the Dentures out of Conquest to save the Earth. Now, when you say Invincible beat the Dentures out of Conquest, I think the title should be Invincible getting saved by the plot in order to beat Conquest, because that's basically what happened. Because we all know, without Eve, this man would have been toast. But enough of that. We already seen CJ the Champ's take on this, but we're also about to see Kage the Don as well, so make sure to like, subscribe to him as well. Link to his channel and video description down below. Make sure to go check that out, and let's get into this.
Okay, so boom. The scene.
Ooh, let me turn this down real quick. That should be good.
Kicks off with Invincible.
No. It can go a little more far.
Helping out these workers clean up the aftermath of the pandemonium that occurred just a Invincible
Hold on.
helping out these workers clean up the aftermath.
I thought that guy floated for a second, but now he just like ran up. Man, the animation is weird.
Of the pandemonium that occurred just a couple minutes ago. He still hasn't fully recovered from the fact that he just finished getting jumped and beaten by his evil twins from another dimension. All at the hands of this man right here. I know.
KSI.
Buddy's head looks like a ball sack. I'd be mad too. While in the midst of having a breakdown, a giant figure suddenly appears and blocks the sunlight in front of him. Now, after all he's been through, you think that the large figure would be some sort of ally appearing just in time to pull him out of his emotional rut, but it was in fact the opposite, because when the camera turned around, we see this deezed ass, old ass Billy Blanks built nigga staring him down. Now, it's one thing to just look big, but it's a whole other thing to look big and tough, and he definitely checks both boxes. This man has without a doubt been through some tough times. He got a metal arm, one good eye, a hairline so far back it must have been left on planet Bill.
I mean, when we already know Conquest, he's like the oldest Viltrumite currently alive, right? If we just look at the guy, he clearly doesn't care about anything. His hairline's messed up. He's like missing a hand. He's blind in one eye. His teeth are crooked. He needs to go see a dentist immediately. He's just like a complete messed up Viltrumite.
And not to mention his teeth are throwing up gang signs in his mouth. Nigga snacks on straight nuts and bolts. What is going on? He eventually starts talking about how he's here to make him fulfill his duties. But this Nimrod Invincible's talking about some.
This isn't a good time.
This isn't a good time? He acting like his mom politely asked him to do a chore. I'm not sure you understand the urgency of this situation.
That's true.
This nigga has a mustache in the big 2025. He is clearly not sane. He is going to eat you alive. Conquest then gives him one last chance to
what do you mean by mustache in the big 25?
This man Invincible doubles down and says,
This is my fault. So the only thing I want to do right now is hit something.
So like a dog itching for a bone, he enthusiastically accepts his challenge and guns straight towards him. And now both of them are zooming towards each other.
Pause real quick, because you know when Invincible said that I want to hit something as hard as possible, I thought, yo, Invincible, we about to see you next episode, go crazy on Conquest. You about to be flying through buildings, knocking the teeth out, bro, fixing his messed up hairline. But nah, bro was getting straight beat down. Conquest had bro literally begging for mercy. That's how bad it was. Mark, you're a fraud.
Each other ready to start boxing. They clash in the air and start grappling with each other for a little bit until Conquest decides to bash his expired hairline into Invincible's face and choke slam him straight into the ground, creating this nasty shock wave. Conquest then begins to go on a rant, but not one pertaining to Viltrum's desires. He instead starts filling Invincible in on his own sick, twisted, selfish desires, talking about the truth is
I want you to resist.
I'm playing no, bro. I'm off the
block. This man was sick in his head. He's probably not even getting paid for this. He here right now on his day off. Conquest then reaches out to grab Invincible, but he refuses to go down that easy. So he whips around and hits him with this soft ass punch to the chin. Nigga, what is this? I could have ate that blow. If you don't punch that man through the ozone layer, look at how hard he's smiling. That was a tickle to him. No blood, no destruction, no points. I gotta see at least one or the other for each blow to count. Unfortunately for Conquest, Invincible must have heard me hating, because he immediately full form tackles this nigga through a bunch of buildings.
Yeah,
just as I was about to grant this man some aura points, the camera cuts to a bunch of rubble, and we see this nigga Conquest punch his way out the debris with not a scratch on him, then disrespectfully pick up Invincible like he's a toy and grab him by his neck again. Are you serious?
You know, a question I gotta wonder is, what type of material are these clothes made out of, bro? Cause these things for real be strong.
Initiate the tackle and end up like this. Lock in. The sudden restriction of oxygen must have made him realize that his girl will be watching the highlight reel of this fight when she wakes up. So he immediately chops Conquest's hands off his neck, double fist bonks him on each side of his head, then flamboyantly kicks him back 20 yards. Hold on now, you can't tell me that kick was not a little zesty. Look at the follow through. Who taught you this? Invincible then zooms over to the senior citizen and starts really wailing on him. He hits him with back-to-back jabs, then finally draws
those
blood
punches
with
ain't
this
doing nothing,
nasty
bro.
uppercut, sending Gramps flying. While in the air, Invincible double hand
Time for
punches
freak
him
quest.
even higher. Then to stun on you niggas who can't fly, he hits y'all with a loop-de-loop for funsies and punches this nigga into
That's some stuff
space.
Piccolo with that
Okay,
do.
Mark. Niggas get a little bit of Super Punani and start acting different. This just might be the best version of Invincible I've seen the whole show. But let's not jump the gun.
Yeah.
Because this man still couldn't beat a crippled low-rank pure-blooded Viltrumite by himself on his best day. And Conquest made sure to reaffirm that belief. Because after that man got done tumbling through space from that punch, this psychopath stared Invincible down, grinning with all 14 jacked up teeth, then blew a bubble with his own blood and shaped it into a heart.
Diabolical.
Marcus Cornelius Grayson, listen to me and listen to me well. There is not a strategy, there is not a weapon or move in your arsenal that can save you now. Please fly to another
talking
planet
to this
and
man.
get help.
Ain't no
But
negotiating.
Conquest wouldn't even
Just
let
get out
him
of
get
there.
the chance. Because after flicking his crystallized blood heart, he hits Invincible with the most devious grin and slams that boy back into Earth's stratosphere. Now, they're both taking turns trying to dislocate each other's jaw. That is until Invincible breaks free by kneeing him in his stomach. Then he proceeds to antagonize the fossil, talking about some, "You still sure this is gonna go your way?" But for those of you who aren't fluent in bitch nigganese, what he really said was, "Do you still need to fight? Because I'm not trying to box for real." But unfortunately for him, Conquest is not a pretender. He is really about
I don't think
that
bro's
action.
face
So
moved
like
an
the
inch.
Crash Out God himself would say, he absolutely has to. He's getting active regardless of if his opponent wants to fight or not. So after letting him know that he still has plans on annihilating him, he teleports to him and knocks him straight into a stage 4 concussion, sending him hurling to the ground. Oliver, watching from home, now scared that Mark won't even remember him after the CTE-causing blow he just received, decides that he has no choice but to
I'm not gonna Oliver should have stayed his ass at home.
go and help his brother. He talking about something. That's not too far away. I can go help. Mark can barely keep himself alive out there. Now he gotta worry about you too. Not you want him to lose. This boy does not think. Luckily for him, his mom at the worst time possible actually lets him join Mark on the battlefield and tells him to
Deb, you
keep
shoulda let
moving,
bro
keep
stay.
his distance, and don't let him grab him. Then she lets little Oliver run off while trying to hold back her tears. But peep how good old lovely Polly Paul consoles his wife. To all the husbands out there, take some notes. Your boys are strong, Deb.
They've been in these situations before and made it through.
Nigga, you just want some coochie tonight.
We then cut back to the battlefield, and that last blow has him fighting for his life. But the man doesn't even get the chance to cough up his blood in peace, cause like the asteroid that took out
man,
the
bro.
this brolic ass wide back man comes crashing into
you don't
Mark,
know-
causing a
You don't know how many times I had to rewind this part.
Avenger
man.
level amounts of destruction. Now, Conquest is slapping this boy around the whole scene,
God
making towers
damn,
drop
bro.
like Brandon Knight. But after blowing up a truck and skipping across the ground, this man is ready to call it quits. So once Conquest gets into his field of sight, this fraudulent bum raises his hand and tells him to stop. Is this nigga serious? All Invincible fanboys and girls, I'm warning you now, I'm about to deep fry this man. So if you're a heavy
I'm not gonna. I
Invincible
meant to bring
rider,
Invincible down in
advise
the
you
tier
to
list.
skip ahead and also book a psychiatric
Now I wanna
evaluation.
hear
'Cause
this.
You clearly need help. Let me start by saying I've never hated a superhero protagonist this much in my life. If I had $1 for every time this nigga Mark has gotten his ass beaten, I'd have 5. Hold on, let me see how much Tesla's worth.
I'm really rich.
I'd be able to buy Tesla twice. That boy
Twice.
stays with a black eye like Diddy stays with baby oil. And what makes it worse is the fact that his name is Invincible. They couldn't have given him a more undeserving name. Talking about some Invincible. No, that
Beatable.
man is very Vincible. The Vinciblest Viltrumite I ever did.
Change this show to fucking
Call that
beatable,
nigga
bro.
Vincent. Regular ass name for a regular ass bump. Conquest is tired of his fraudulent activities too, because this man cuts him off mid-plea, grabs him by by his neck and choke slams that
God
man into the
damn,
ground.
bro.
This kinky old man, he stayed grabbing necks. You're having a bit too much fun. But he even pins Mark down some more and brushes his hair to the side. Oh, no,
Crazy.
that brother is starving. Now, before Mr. Kinky Man could take this scene to somewhere that would require it to be put on another platform, Oliver finally pulls up to the scene and uppercuts the hell out of Gramps. He then zooms over there to give
Come on, kid,
Conquest the
Omni-Man.
business. When he bounced Oliver off,
I've seen this scene so many damn times, and yet it still hits the same.
the ground like a basketball, then grabbed him by his leg. I know the majority of you had your pearls clutched, butt clenched, talking about some, no, don't kill Oliver. But not me. I was standing on my table yelling at the TV to kill that boy. Kill him now.
Fuck
This
Oliver,
little
bro.
purple grape been pissing me off the whole show. He was cute as a baby, I'll give him that. But once he got his powers, he started doing too much. Every day he wanted to jump in and fight alongside Invincible, constantly defying Mark and his mom. Mark needs help. Mark needs help. Mark needs you to sit the f down.
Nah, Mark do
Conquest
need help,
soon
though.
begins to question the boy, but he doesn't get much out of him because before he could even get a response, Invincible fly kicked the arthritis out of his back. Now Invincible and Oliver are side by side watching this man slowly approach them. Oliver, refusing to back down, gears up to throw hands with Gramps, but Vincent is tired of asking him to go home nicely, so he quickly
Alright,
grabs
well,
him by his
Conquest
collar,
is a
tells
different
him to
breed.
leave, and chucks him to the side before getting tackled by Conquest. Now Conquest is lecturing this boy while smashing his head through a bunch of buildings. Once he's done cleaning the streets with his
Yo, I'm worried about these fucking civilians, bro. Like, do they not hear all this clashing going on? I would have been out of there like the Flash, bro.
chucks Mark at a car and tries to punch him through the engine, but Mark rolls out the way. Finally, Mark counters with a nasty headbutt. He actually hit him so hard that he unlocked the triple replay. Had that man leaning. This is what
About
I
time,
like
bro
to
did
see.
something
But
too.
this freaky ass, zesty ass man ruins the moment when he opens his eyes and says,
Almost there.
almost where? Oh, no, he's getting bricked up from this. Is this a fight or a mating ritual to him? I don't even know anymore. Unfortunately for Mr. Freak-a-Leak over here, Mark
That
does
is
not
honestly
swing
crazy.
at him. So he rushes towards him and clocks him with a nasty right hook. Then a left, right, left, right, left, right.
I was just sitting there eating that too.
Left, right, bitch. I got cars, left, right. Wait, hey. My bad, yo. That Cardi and Uzi reunion got me acting different. Mark then grabs him by his collar and starts wailing on him.
Now, those
But
punches
his
ain't doing
punches
nothing,
might
bro.
as well been a Wendy's 4 for 4 because my man was eating those with no difficulty. Conquest lets him get a couple more in until he finally catches this punch and rises.
I thought
to
it was
his
gonna
feet.
break his wrist,
And
I ain't
this
gonna lie.
is when I knew Conquest was done playing games. Now he's dragging and whipping Mark around the city again. This man even took it back to Skate 3 and turned Mark into a skateboard. He just doing stuff at this
oh my
point. Conquest
goodness.
is now on one knee, talking more smack to him, essentially destroying the little confidence Mark had left. He didn't even have any comebacks for him either. He was too focused on deciphering whether that's piss, shit, or blood in his pants. That boy is 100% leaking every substance humanly possible right now. Conquest can clearly see that Mark is finished, so he stops cooking it and raises his fist in the air to finish the job. But right before he could throw the punch, Oliver saves him by fly kicking the taste out of his mouth. Now Oliver's trying to give Mark hope, talking about some, we can take him down together. You can't fight him alone.
But look at him, he's old as dirt.
And this is when I had to let out a little bit
Oh,
more
that's
Oliver
dirt?
hate because who
That ain't
is
nothing,
he
bro.
talking to? Oh, there's dirt. Do you know who's in the dirt? Your mother. That powerless knockoff Chimera ant got packed up by
Where does that even come from? She got us straight for nothing.
my father time in less than a year. You wish she could have been old as dirt. Nah, fuck this little break. I don't care. Conquest, now
Hey,
intrigued
Mom
by
got-
the boy's confidence, rushes towards them, backhands the hell out of Mark. then
That was
punches
dirty right
Oliver
there.
through a bunch of buildings with his metal fist. That man punched him so hard that he knocked the rest of his baby teeth out. Tooth Fairy is about to be confused as hell tonight. But to make things even worse, Conquest rushed over to him, grabbed him with both hands, and began to literally pull him apart. He could hear the bones slowly cracking inside. This is not a Viltrumite. This is Satan. Mark manages to get himself together fast enough to recognize that Oliver is being used as a slinky, so he
God
zooms over to him
damn,
and
bro.
tackles Conquest, forcing him to drop Oliver. But mid-tackle, Gramps grabs Mark's head and punches it so hard that it shattered the glass around him. Invincible surprisingly eats the punch and returns the favor. But
go.
that punch must have been a little spicy because this man Conquest decides to turn up the heat by using this nigga's face to blend up hundreds of people. Oh. Nah, how do you mentally recover from this? They're gonna have to come up with a new name for what this man's gonna have because PTSD does not even seem like enough. Mark couldn't stand to end any more lives, so he finally broke free from his grasp and struck him with a torqued up punch. But to our surprise...
Yeah, I want to go back to that. Like, the amount of depths this man Invincible's seen with it, like, face-to-face with his own eyes is truly insane, man.
Wasn't a building that he collided with this time. It was instead the underrated princess herself, Adam Eve, who gave him something to crash into. Okay, Miss Eve, baddie
Hey, yeah,
alert.
she was cooking this fight too.
Don't let Dr. Umar find this video, but this is some milk I wouldn't mind drinking. And don't be fooled by her looks. She is most definitely about that action. So now that she's on the scene, Mark's chances of winning have now gone from 1%
Mark was shitting
to
himself here
2%.
too.
Yeah, nigga, you thought she's nice, but let's be for real. Conquest
Hey,
then
she was
rushes
cooking,
over
though.
to Eve to play with this new toy, but Mark's not letting Gramps touch her, so he rushes in to restrain him. But Conquest is not playing around anymore, so he bunks him in his head, then karate chops his leg so hard that it breaks and starts gushing blood. You see how niggas get in front of beautiful women and start...
Also, you point out that Conquest could have done that at any moment during this fight, right? You see that, right? He could have done that at any point, but he's been holding back this whole time.
Doing too much. Not one of his bones was broken off fight, but the minute Adam Eve pulls up on the scene, he wanna start showing out. She's not gonna give you any pun, young sir. You can tone it down. Mark, too affected by his injury to stay in the air, comes crashing to the ground, and now Eve is left to face Conquest one-on-one. So she hits us with this Powerpuff Girl-ass transformation, and now she's ready to take on Conquest. But Gramps is not fazed at all by her new armor, so he rushes in to get the first hit in, but his punch is abruptly halted because this girl increased the density of the air. Yup, she about to cook for real, for real. Let me get the plate out. Eve even had Conquest shocked. He talking about some what? Yeah, I bet this wasn't on the scouting report. She then sculpts this giant spiky mallet, and now she's got this man on his heels. That was until he caught this attempt, then punched the mallet, causing it to shatter. Gramps
Also, I don't know what's the point of the spikes on the mallet, because those weren't even hitting Conquest. Those were basically just for decoration.
Hear her breathing hard, so he rushes at her while shattering through her barriers one by one, stating that he can tell.
Roswell, Adam even Green Lantern have to be the least creative people in fiction, bro.
Corny. Talking about some
Tired of your bullshit.
oh, it's so funny. Let me hit. She then uses the shattered matter to form a bubble around his head to suffocate.
Okay, now that was
then she
cooking
tries
right there.
to sandwich in between these two spiky balls. She knows she's got the upper hand right now, so she keeps hitting him with a barrage of attacks until finally he locks in, then smashes this arrow with one hand. And just by the aura emitted by that block, I knew her reign had come to an end. He then rushes towards her and smashes the armor off one leg, then the other. Then he grabs her by her arm and shatters her helmet with a headbutt. And finally, he rips the armor off her arm with ease. Now, I thought Gramps would have took the time to talk some more smack, but this D wasted no time and punched her jaw off her face.
my
And as if
God.
that wasn't bad enough, he then straightened his fingers and shoved his hand straight through her stomach.
Hey, Adam Eve went through it in this, bro. Adam Eve went through it, bro. Hey, I don't know what's with Viltrumites and doing that damn hand move, because we all know Omni-Man slicing through bellies, fisting people right through the stomach, bro. I ain't gonna lie. What if it's at a Conquest they sent Luke in here, bro?
When I tell you my jaw was on the floor disconnected from my head in shock, you would have thought me and Eve were jawless twins. I knew for sure she was
that's kinda-
finished. She is not a Viltrumite. She is a regular human being. That brain blasting punch was more than enough, but the gut cut, that was just an overkill. Eve and all her insides begin to crash to the ground, so Mark musters up enough strength to fly in and catch her. And now he's begging and pleading with her to stay with him. Now I know.
Also, I want to point out something. Y'all ever notice when it comes to Eve, this is when Mark locks in the most? Not his brother, not his mother, not his friends. It comes to Eve, because remember the Invincible War when the Invincibles were running around? The moment Eve gets taken out and she gets sent to the hospital, bro stayed in that hospital with her while his brother and mother were out there without knowing what's happening to them. He cares more about Eve than his own fucking family.
You
Crazy.
guys think of me as the
And
most
she was at a safe
hard-bodied
location
thug
too.
to ever grace this
Nico,
earth.
please.
But guys, I have a heart too. This scene was dead ass a tearjerker. The emotion-filled.
Oh no, I just realized something. Oh no, hold on a second. I just thought about it more. Hold on a second. Oh shit, the cheerleader just got updated. Luke in a tech jacket. Okay, but the reason why I'm on here because I was just thinking about that entire situation. Mark, you're actually a terrible hero. You get beat down in every fight. You care more about Eve than your own family. Oh my God, you're going down the beach here, bro. I should honestly move you to C. Oh my God, should I keep him in B or C, bro? Oh my God, I'll keep you in B for now, but God damn, Mark, you're terrible. Okay, now we can get back to the video.
Stare down, the desperation in his voice. I almost reached for a tissue. That was until the camera switched sides and showed the other half of her face. Brother, if you don't get her Walking Dead zombie looking face the fuck off my screen, nigga, I'm eating. And the moment was extra soiled when the camera cut to Conquest's sick self licking Eve's blood off his hand. No. This nigga
he gotta go. He gotta go.
I gotta see his file cause I know it's devious. Invincible, now filled with rage, rushes towards Conquest and they both collide. But it surely wasn't any ordinary collision. Those two hit each other so hard that they both destroyed each other's arm. Mark's injury, of course, being much more devastating. That boy even stuck that junk in the camera lens to give us a close-up. Brother, we see it. Do you want me to kiss it better? Invincible wasn't even fazed by the injury though, because he wasted no time hitting Conquest with a left
Hey,
hook
what y'all
and
think
a right
Cecil
kick.
doing
Grabs,
this?
then locks in and dodges the
I know,
next
bro,
two
it's tweaking
attacks.
out when this
Then
happening.
he bear hugs him and starts taunting him. But Invincible is done fighting with honor. So this man takes a Choji-sized bite out of his right trap, forcing
Caught
him
a
to
random
throw.
stray
Now
out of
they
nowhere.
knucking and bucking in the air. Meanwhile, Adam Eve's body begins to light up pink, and now she's floating in the air. Invincible finally has Conquest right where he wants him, and now he's beating that man into the dirt. But for a fraction of a second, he gets distracted by Eve's sudden resurrection, and that was all Conquest needed to flip the script. He grabbed Invincible by his neck,
again.
beat him in his back, then slammed him into the ground. And now
And that
his
was a
hand
dirty
is
right there.
around his neck again, except this time he leans in close and whispers in his ear.
I am so lonely. All the other Viltrumites are scared of me. Some days I feel so alone I could cry, but I don't.
Bro.
Oh, I'm so lonely. All the other Viltrumites don't want to make friends with me. Can I stay like this a little longer, Mark? I like the feeling of your body against mine.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Take it to your grave.
And on everything I love, a shiver went down my spine. This man starts choking him out so hard he begins to cry. He was really holding on for dear life. But just before he could send him to the afterlife to get jumped by the people he destroyed with his face, Adam Eve beams out a blast so hot it burns the skin off of Conquest. But this creep refuses to stay down. So to ensure that he's down for good, he turned around and clocked him with his good arm. He hops on top of him and gives him a good 2 punches. But this heathen catches his punch and crushes his head. Conquest begins to get a little too cocky because he thinks Invincible has nothing left to beat him with. But that is exactly when Invincible started headbutting the life out of him. I don't even think I can show this part without the channel getting wiped off the platform. The aftermath was so grotesque that I had to pause the show and go rinse out my eyes. Invincible, now certain that Conquest is dead, crawls over to Eve's naked limp body, tells her he loves her, and passes out, thus putting an end
And that's
to
when
an
Cecil teleported right there and show
squabble.
everybody.
The stakes, the drama, the gruesomeness, just peak on peak on peak. Chef's kiss. kiss.
For real.
Invincible gets a B+. He did in fact get the dub, but I'm not gonna forget that he almost died like 15 times.
I feel like he just got like an ordinary B.
Resurrection to barely get the win. You are still sorry. Eve gets an A-. She was definitely putting in work for a little bit. Not to mention she came back from the dead to hit a clutch buzzer beater to save Invincible's life. I gotta give her flowers.
What about Oliver?
Oliver gets a D for don't let me catch your ass back outside. Go watch some Coco Melon. What the fuck? And finally, Conquest gets an A. I've always been one to appreciate a good, mentally unstable, fearsome villain, and Conquest most definitely checked every box. But it still wasn't enough, because as nice as he thought he was, he must have forgot that he wasn't.
I don't really wanna know.
Bro, just seeing this again, bro. I just know when Thrag pulls up, he is about to be the biggest menace this show has ever seen, bro. The biggest menace. Thanks you guys for watching. Link to the original video in the description down below. Make sure to like, subscribe. Peace out to all of y'all.